Grace had once believed that marriage was a sanctuary, a place where love would shield her from the storms of life. When she married John, she entered his home with hope in her heart and prayers on her lips. But the sanctuary she dreamed of became a battleground the moment months passed without the cry of a child. At first, the whispers were soft. She is barren. Maybe John made a mistake. Soon, the whispers turned into open accusations. John's mother would look at her with eyes full of blame. His sisters spoke carelessly in her presence. Only one person stood apart from the cruelty, John's younger brother, Jerry. He was quiet but observant. Whenever harsh words were thrown at Grace, he would gently defend her. "Leave her alone," he would say. "Children come from God." But John was not patient. Under pressure from his family and wounded pride, he turned against his wife. The love he once professed began to fade. Harsh words replaced sweet promises. Eventually, the marriage broke. John divorced Grace and, within months, married another woman named Glory. Grace left the house with nothing but her dignity and shattered dreams. Life as a divorcee was not easy. Society judged her, some pitied her, others avoided her, yet Grace remained strong. She worked, rebuilt her confidence, and learned to live again. Unexpectedly, Jerry began reaching out. At first, it was simple, checking in to see how she was doing. Then the calls became longer. Conversations became deeper. Jerry had always admired Grace's strength and kindness, even during her worst days in the family. Over time, friendship blossomed into love. Jerry loved Grace sincerely, not because he wanted to prove a point, not out of pity, but because he saw her heart. He proposed to her. Grace refused. "How can I go back into that family?" she asked, tears in her eyes. Jerry held her hands firmly. "I am not my brother. I will protect you." After months of persuasion, reassurance, and visible commitment, Grace accepted. When Jerry took Grace to introduce her as his fiancée, the shock on the family's faces was unmistakable. Silence filled the room like smoke. John was furious. His mother was speechless. The disappointment was loud even without words. It was a red flag, but Jerry stood firm. Eventually, the family reluctantly agreed. "You can marry her," they said. "But as long as she remains barren, she will never truly belong here." Grace heard those words. They pierced her heart, but she chose peace for her husband's sake. Jerry married her anyway. Meanwhile, John had been married to Glory for 2 years. Yet, there was still no child. The same pressure he once placed on Grace slowly began circling back to him. Months after Jerry's marriage to Grace, something unexpected happened. Grace became pregnant. The news spread like wildfire. The same family that once mocked her now celebrated her. When she gave birth to a healthy baby boy, joy filled the household. The family danced. The mother-in-law cried tears of happiness. Relatives who once insulted her now praised her. But one person could not rejoice. John. John watched from a distance as his younger brother carried his son proudly. The same woman he had discarded was now the mother of the family's long-awaited grandson. Regret burned inside him. Jealousy grew like a poison vine around his heart. His frustration began affecting his marriage. He became harsh toward Glory, resentful, and bitter. Jerry, on the other hand, protected his wife fiercely. Grace, once rejected, now walked with quiet dignity. John finally understood what he had refused to accept years ago: children come from God. Not from pressure, not from insults, not from human judgment, but from divine grace. Grace's story became a living testimony in the community. The woman labeled barren became the mother of joy. The brother who chose love over pride found happiness. And the man who acted in haste learned his lesson too late. In the end, it was not revenge that spoke.